Omar Ta Satt, greetings to you, Highlight. Welcome to my channel for light workers and awakened souls. Welcome to my series New Age Healing Work. As I announced a while ago in my post Books That Will Change Your Life Forever, we are now turning our attention to a very sensitive topic. However, before we delve into this subject, I would like to share a few personal thoughts with you to help clear up any misunderstandings. This is very important to me. In my channel, I speak to those who are open in heart and mind, and to light workers who are ready to explore new paths. I speak to those open to diverse perspectives on the new consciousness without judgment or condemnation. Today we are addressing the Christian religion, but please do so without judgment. Everyone has the right to freedom of religion, freedom of thought, and freedom of opinion. Yes, simply to be free in their actions. Therefore, I would like to make it clear right away that I do not intend to discriminate against any religion, but simply to offer other perspectives. This is very important to me. Regardless of their chosen religion or perspective, lots of people find support in various faiths. They find support in finding their way through their personal journey on earth. It is their path, not ours. So I encourage all listeners to just focus on themselves. Others have their path and you have yours. Everyone is free to follow the path that is right for their soul's development and experiences. That's okay. Therefore, I ask all listeners to accept the message conveyed from the other sphere without judgment or condemnation. Only you can decide which opinions and topics resonate with you personally. It is important to me that everyone remains focused on their individuality during this presentation. Everyone has their own path. Now that I have mentioned this, we will turn to our main topic. Today we will explore the consequences of Christian baptism and other Christian rituals. I'm grateful for the opportunity to convey the words of the Council of Light. Today I am honored to channel my dearest companion from the Council of Light. It is a great honor and a great joy for me. The transmission begins now. Beloved people, beloved souls. Some of you may already know me, as we met before your incarnation. Rest assured that there are numerous members of the Council of Light, and each of you has encountered at least one of us during the planning of your incarnation. However, that is not the topic we are talking about today. Our elder will tell you more about it if you wish. My beloved friend the messenger will provide you with the necessary information to help you find it. Today we are devoting ourselves to a topic that is very sensitive for you humans. Religion is very important to many of you, as it is one of the ways in which you can experience your inner guidance. This is because you must pass through the wheel of forgetfulness and transition into separation. Therefore, many souls only find their connection to the All One through religion. This is very important for them. I thank the messenger in advance for clarifying that the message you are about to hear should be received without judgment. Remember that you cannot see through the eyes of others, nor can you see the effects that religions might have on other individuals. You can't see what may be healed or cleansed, nor can you see where atonement and forgiveness are practiced. As you cannot see, I can only repeat the words of the messenger. Allow my words, which I have just spoken, to work for you. You will have to decide for yourselves whether my explanations resonate with you or whether they are inappropriate because you want to take a different path. Your path is entirely up to you, dear people. Now that I have given my introduction, which I felt was important, I would like to enlighten you about the consequences of Christian baptism and other rituals. It's important that you familiarize yourselves with both sides of the church. On the one hand, it provides support for many people who have chosen to complete their soul journey in material form on earth. The reasons why and how are irrelevant here. It is as was agreed. Everything is received without judgment. Some people have chosen to experience absolute separation, yet they find support in the church. Then there are those who are pushed into these religions due to tradition, even though this sometimes acts against their free will. Over the generations, your narrow-minded views have loosened to some extent, and people who choose to turn away from religion are no longer discriminated against, or only very rarely. So, if you will, your transformation is also apparent externally. People are free to turn away from religion or separate themselves if they wish. However, many souls would have preferred not to be forced into religion, but they had no choice, since their voices were not heard when they were babies or toddlers. Consequently, many people or galactic souls in human bodies are subjected to rituals they did not choose for themselves. Some of you listeners may be feeling curious about you were baptized against your will, even though you would never have chosen it of your own free will. It is precisely these people that we're addressing today. Today we are giving those souls the opportunity to reverse Christian rituals and remove their ties. However, if you have made a commitment at a higher level, we cannot free you from those ties. Bella Isis understands exactly what I mean. Let me give you an example of what my charge just received. Your old timelines are paved with fear, darkness and control. Today you are guided and controlled by the media, and sometimes you willingly allow yourselves to be blinded by it. In the past you were controlled by the fear of God or the church. Something that was supposed to provide support, confidence and faith was instead based on fear. This is why in the Christian religion you find both light and darkness. Both are present. Words that were once delivered in love have been altered and distorted to such an extent that you are controllable and unable to recognize the true inner core. Those who understand the true message were often severely punished, persecuted or silenced. The message delivered in love by a messenger has been altered so much in energy that you cannot recognize its true greatness. It is not possible for you. It is only through your awakening process and entry into new levels of consciousness that you will gain the slightest inkling of the treasure that was once conveyed here. The Church is also aware of the power of words. They know their true meaning, and this meaning in all its magnitude must not be allowed to enter the human world. Yet words of love are finding a way through. No one can imprison them. The energy on earth has changed so much that not even the great rulers of this world can imprison or withhold these words of love. You recognize your own greatness and power. You recognize who you are. You are awakening. This process cannot be stopped. The Church has developed numerous rituals with significant consequences for individuals seeking to awaken and return to their greatness. For example, your chakras can become blocked, your pineal gland can freeze, your access points can close completely, the portals within you can seal, and your clairvoyant or divine gifts can be destroyed or merely sedated. Your consciousness can be frozen. There are many possible consequences, and yet some of you have voluntarily submitted to these rituals to gain experience or balance past disharmonies. It is a cleansing of past actions. Many of you knew that you would find a way to undo these imposed rituals when the time was right. Today, you have this opportunity. Your access is limited because the Church's rituals prevent you from returning to your true greatness. We have now given Bella Isis and Archangel Michael another title through, in which we will focus specifically on cleansing your Sahasrara, your crown chakra, in order to clear away the remnants of the past. But today the focus is on reversing the ritual of baptism. It's about freeing you from these chains and offering you salvation. You are already on the new earth and walking on the new timeline, and this is your right. After completing so many incarnations, you have a right to finally leave all the old behind you. Before your incarnation in higher realms, you consulted with us and agreed that, at a certain point in your spiritual development, this possibility would be open to you. Today, we are fulfilling our part of the agreement. This subject goes much deeper, and the messenger is also pleased to include the valuable contribution from Teresa, a woman from 1541, in the additional notes, so that you can understand this even better. Council and I believe that we have now explained everything to you clearly and thoroughly. Whether you wish to be cleansed today is entirely up to you. As awakened souls, we ask you again to remember that it is not your place to judge or condemn others who are following a different path than you. Remember that every soul has a right to free will, and that you can never fully understand others' backgrounds as they simply do not concern you. We would therefore like to take this opportunity to remind you to reconsider your system of evaluation and judgment. It holds you back on your personal path in the ascension process. You cannot see the bigger picture, nor do you know the background. You can only ever see through your own eyes. Always reflect on your own path. Other paths will not lead you to your task. In fact, quite the opposite. If you concern yourself with the path of others, you will be unable to recognize your own. Thank you for your attention. It is now time to conclude the transmission of these words. As with most of our beloved messengers' contributions, this one is enchanting and vibrant, and you will receive visits from higher beings. We would like to announce that Serapis will assist in the process, and that Archangel Michael will also be called upon. The process will be supported by angels who will envelop you in your sphere on earth. Together with Archangel Michael, Serapis will perform a counter ritual and envelop you in divine energies. You are completely safe throughout this process. You have the blessing of heaven for taking this free choice. Extend your hand now and feel the touch of Archangel Michael. Extend your hand again to feel the touch of the Ascended Master, Serapis. The ritual now begins. Archangel Michael will cut the ties that bind you to negative influences. He will touch you with the sword Excalibur. Feel the blessing of the angels and that of Archangel Michael. Serapis will recite incantations to remove the darkness from the rituals you once participated in. You will be released from the effects of any unfavorable incantations. He will ensure that these words spoken are dissolved. For a while, you will hear only music. When the music stops, the ritual will be done, and all the angels, as well as Serapis will return to their realms. Please remember to express your gratitude afterwards and accept the help of the higher beings with great appreciation. The love of the Council of Light is with you.